Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Coast News. And as always, we've got some amazing news from different theme parks, rides, attractions and events all over the world. So let's get straight into news today. Our top story for tonight, the first ever support columns for Project Exodus have officially been delivered to Thorpe Park. And this is an absolutely historical moment in the construction of this attraction. But if you don't know what I'm talking about, basically Project Exodus is a brand new roller coaster being built at Thorpe Park in Surrey in England. It was originally announced in November 2021, and obviously when they first confirmed it in the public consultation in December, they confirmed it was going to be the UK's tallest roller coaster. Now currently, at the time of recording this, the tallest roller coaster in the UK is the big one at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. That reaches a maximum height of 213 feet. Well, originally when they confirmed it, they announced it was going to be 236 foot tall. That's like 23 foot taller than the big one currently. And obviously it's going to be an absolutely massive ride. And obviously, since 2021 was originally announced, all throughout 2022, last year, went through quite a few different planning difficulties, like the local council, until in September, when they officially got planning permission to build the attraction. Now, during that entire season, the area where it was being built, Old Town, was all closed off, and apart from during Friday nights when they reopened it for Creek Free Massacre. So when that season ended, they just demolished the entirety of Old Town. It's just been completely empty. Because they cleared that all away, it's actually surprising to see how massive that whole area is. Because obviously, building most of the ride around the back of Old Town, where Loggers Leap used to be. And obviously, over the past few weeks, the ground pins have started to arrive on the site and be installed. Pretty much demolition is over, and I think vertical construction is going to start very soon. And because earlier this week, the first ever support columns for this brand new ride have officially arrived on site, and that's a very good sign that the vertical construction is going to start soon. Now, obviously, it's only a few support columns, but I'd imagine it'd be enough to start building major parts of the ride, like probably base of the lift hill or something. It's a pretty big ride. And because, all the support columns are going to be a massive sort of structure, because there's a lot of track sections parts of the ride located near the base of the lift hills. You're going to need a lot of metal in that one little area. You've got the dive loop, the implement, and the base of the lift hill. So there's going to be a lot of support columns in that one area, but it's quite a big ride, and this is a very good sign that once they've installed the ground pins, they're going to start. In fact, I'm pretty sure they're going to start vertical construction hopefully within the next sort of months or maybe even weeks. And I can't wait to see this brand new UK's tallest roller coaster get built. In other news today, new track sections for yet another B&M roller coaster have arrived at SeaWorld Orlando. And this is actually kind of getting a bit insane with SeaWorld, what they're doing at the moment. But if you know what I'm talking about, basically, SeaWorld Orlando is a amusement park located in Orlando, Florida, in the United States. Obviously, it's probably one of the most popular theme parks on the planet. It's home to some very iconic roller coasters such as Manta, Kraken, Mako, and more recently things like Icebreaker and Pipeline the Surf Coaster, which is obviously the world's first B&M surf coaster. Now, that was their most recent roller coaster. Obviously, it was a B&M. I think at the time of recording, they've got 4 operating B&M roller coasters. Well, it seems, and I think SeaWorld, they're deciding to install roller coasters every year. Because in 2022, they added Icebreaker, which is a Premier Ride Skyrocket roller coaster. This year, they've added Pipeline, which is a B&M surf coaster. And next year, they're adding yet another B&M roller coaster, presumably a launch coaster, because that's been the sort of trend with SeaWorld recently. There were some leaked documents a few weeks ago stating that they plan to build a B&M family launch coaster, I think. And obviously, it's just kind of I think SeaWorld decided to go very crazy with they're adding their new B&M roller coasters. This will be their 5th one. This will make it so that they'll be tied with Six Flags Great Adventure having the most B&M roller coasters on the planet, which is in one theme park. And that is just crazy. Now, the brand new ride is codenamed Project Toboggan. Obviously, that's not its official name, but it looks to be a pretty cool attraction. Obviously, I think judging by the leaked documents, it's going to be a family coaster, so it'll be which is quite unusual for B&M because they've only ever built 2 family coasters in, well, I say 2, but now they've built 4. They've built Mandrill Mayhem, obviously, at Chessington. They've built the Mythica roller coaster in Legoland in Germany. And they've built 2 like family scale B&M inverts in around China. But that's mainly it. All their other roller coasters have been like thrill coasters. So if this is going to be a family launch coaster, probably similar to some of the recent SeaWorld coasters from Intamin, like things like Arctic Rescue, Dark Coaster, but built by B&M. Now that would be very interesting to see. Is it going to be another world's first? Now, we don't know at this point. We don't know what kind of ride model it's going to be. We don't know if it's going to be another surf coaster. I don't think it'll be another surf coaster because they just got one earlier this year with Pipeline. But either way, I'm really glad that B&M at SeaWorld are investing in brand new roller coasters. I cannot wait to see what this brand new attraction will look like. Also in the news today, Thorpe Park Carnival has officially started for the 2023 season. And I'm so glad that they've brought back this event for its 2nd season. But if you don't know what I'm talking about, basically Carnival is obviously a themed event that takes place at Thorpe Park in England. As you can imagine, by the sounds of the name, it's themed to like sort of fairground sort of circus themes, which is actually a pretty interesting sort of theme for an event at a theme park. It was introduced last year alongside the other new events of that year, Mardi Gras. Obviously, if you've seen my vlogs over the past sort of year, I actually visited Carnival, and it was such an amazing event. Like, there's so much that they had on offer there. They had loads of like live entertainment. They had mimes. They had they had all sorts. They had contortionists. They had loads of different things. But the main sort of thing that added to the lineup of Carnival, which is quite interesting. We never sort of expected this when they were first announced it, is that they were going to take the trailer scare maze from Fright Nights the previous season and convert it into a sort of different, slightly less scary maze type attraction called Trailers Break Out of Bozos, where it will be a similar sort of experience that it was during Fright Nights, but they filled it with all like clowns and whatnot. And obviously this is very interesting to see. I don't think we've never seen this before, at least not in the UK anyway. Obviously, when I visited during Carnival last year in August, I went to see Breakout Buzzers, and it was honestly so much fun. Obviously, even though it is supposed to be like a toned down version of the scare maze, obviously it weren't Fright Nights, even still, parts of it felt kind of scary actually, because you get in, think about it, imagine you walking through what's supposed to be a scare maze, and you're getting jump scared by clowns every corner. It was actually a lot of fun. And obviously they had all kinds of like live entertainment throughout the event and extended park hours as well. It was a lot of fun. It's starting today. It's gonna the event obviously itself is starting today, 21st July, and it's gonna finish in August. And then after that, the next event after Carnival will be Oktoberfest, which is obviously just become a classic event at the park, obviously, alongside Alton Towers Oktoberfest. And then after Oktoberfest, it is Fright Nights, which is probably the most popular event at Thorpe Park, and I'm so looking forward to see what they do with like Fright Nights this year. I didn't get to visit Fright Nights last year. I did the season before, but from what I heard about Fright Nights last year, it sounded absolutely brilliant. Because obviously, you know, they always absolutely smash it with Fright Nights, so I can't wait to see what they do this year. But until then, we've still got Carnival, which is such an absolutely amazing event. Another thing about Carnival as well, it's got so much live entertainment. They even took the entrance portal from the Big Top from Fright Nights from a few years ago, used that as theming, which is absolutely amazing, and I absolutely love this event. And finally in the news today, Cedar Point have confirmed that they will make an announcement about Thrill Dragster on the 1st of August. And we all knew this would come in. Ever since they closed the attraction and said they're going to do some work on it, we all knew that they were going to make some kind of big announcement about it. But if you know what I'm talking about, basically, Thrill Dragster is a roller coaster located at Cedar Point in Ohio, USA. It is an Intamin accelerator coaster that first opened in 2003. Upon opening, it became the tallest and fastest roller coaster on the planet. It is 420 feet tall and reaches a maximum speed of 120 miles an hour. Obviously, it operated perfectly for about 19 or 18 years, sorry. Then in 2021, an incident occurred on the attraction which forced the park to close it for obviously safety reasons for the rest of the season. And obviously we all thought it was going to open the next season in 2022. Well, it didn't, strangely. It was closed throughout the entirety of last season, and then we don't know why, but then the park confirmed that towards the end of last season that the top Thrill Dragster is retiring as we know it, in their words, and they said we're working on to basically bring a brand new experience to the attraction. Now, we didn't know what that was until we started seeing leaked documents stating that they plan to basically extend the ride's track, change. I believe they plan to change the hydraulic launch to a LSM launch, I think. But they also plan to add a switch track to the attraction, which would then mean that they would have enough space to build a brand new twisted vertical spike, which would basically give it the record again for the world's tallest roller coaster. And this all kind of sounded too sort of crazy to be true. They were giving it a like sort of extension to the track, and then a few weeks ago, new track and supports arrived near Cedar Point, and weirdly, the new track is from Zamperla, not Intamin, and that's kind of weird how Zamperla could potentially be responsible for sort of building the world's tallest roller coaster again. It's kind of weird to think it's not being built by Intamin, but I trust Zamperla with this job to obviously do whatever they're doing with Top Thrill Dragster. They're obviously replacing the track, but weirdly, the only parts of the track we know they've replaced so far is like sort of the launch and the brake section, and that's all they've done so far. But no, there are actually, even months ago, there were concrete footers placed behind the ride. So that's obviously suggesting they're planning to do something insane with this attraction, extending it, giving it a backwards twisted vertical spike, giving it the world's tallest roller coaster again. But now they've confirmed they're going to announce something about the ride on the 1st of August this year, and I kind of want to see what they announce. So yeah, that is it for this week's episode of Coast News. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, then please make sure to like and subscribe, and comment what you'd like to see in the next video. Bye!